28. All young people between the ages of, help me, Clayton, 18, I'm sorry, 9 to 18. Your church is over there. Y'all get out. No, I'm playing. No, but we're having churches simultaneously trying something different. So please go and be a part of that if you can. Genesis 28. I want to start with that 28th verse. I think Elroy had a birthday yesterday, didn't you? Happy birthday, Elroy. Good to see you. Y'all, what y'all was at the Derby? I saw you had a little bonnet on, looking all rich and bougie. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Lord, I want to go to one of them Derby parties. Genesis chapter 28, verse 10. Jacob, Genesis 28, verse 10. Y'all, we got that? We good? We sure? What did I say before? I said 28, 28? Well, that means y'all should play that number. We're going to get out of debt one way or the other. Listen, I'm going to get us a church. Either God going to do it or somebody. Genesis 28, verse 10. Pray for your pastor. He has just lost it. I'm just tired. Pray for me. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place. And he dreamed that there was a ladder set up on the earth, the top of it reaching heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending. And the Lord stood beside him and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land which you lie, I'll give to you and your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad the west to the east, to the north, and to the south. And all of the families of the earth will be blessed in you and in your offspring. Know that I am with you, and I'll keep you wherever you go. I'll bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I've done what I've promised you. Then Jacob woke up from his sleep and said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't even know it. And he was afraid and said, how awesome is the place! This is none other than the house of God and the gate of heaven. So Jacob rose early in the morning. He took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up for a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called the place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at first. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, I'll give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in a place, then the Lord shall be my God, and this stone which I've set for a pillar shall be God's house. And here's where I'm going. And all of that you give me, I will surely give 1/10 unto you. I want to preach from the subject, trust the process. You may be seated. Trust the process. Look at your neighbor and say, the Lord wants to do something with you. Tell him he wants to do something with you, but you got to trust the process. You got to trust it. There's a song that I know y'all are familiar with, that I am, that the OJs used to sing, called Stairway to Heaven. The seniors, y'all all right over there? The song called Stairway to Heaven goes, climbing the stairway to heaven, here we go walking the road of ecstasy, taking the load off this whole world off your shoulders. The door is open for you. The door is open for me. And in that particular song, the OJs bring to bear a real point that sometimes life can be so challenging that you need something bigger than you to help you get through life. I feel sorry for those who don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I feel sorry for atheists who subscribe that there are no God, because life can be so challenging that you need God to help you get through life. I feel good, yeah. Here's the assertion this morning, is that in order for you to do it God's way, you need God. You keep on living in life, and you might be at a point where you're experiencing some joys, but you keep on living. Sister Maya testified, you're going to need God. Deaconess Grimes will testify, you're going to need God. But the problem is, sometimes we like to depend on our own human ingenuity and our own human ways and our own human methods. And every time we do it our way, we hit a brick wall and we call it the devil. And we blame stuff on the devil, and the devil said, I had nothing to do with that. Because the problem is, people of God, when you continue to try to do things your way, you'll always run up against a brick wall, because our parents taught us correctly, your arms and my arms are too short to box with God. And I've become to a point in my life where I'm tired of taking detours. I'm just going to do it God's way. Here in this particular narrative, we are struggling with the reality that Jacob has been doing it his way. If you recall, Jacob tricked Esau out of his blessing as well as his birthright. He tricked him out of his own slickery, where Jacob's name even means trickster. Jacob was so slick, he can sell you a $5 bill, and it really was a $2 bill. Have you ever met somebody that just what I call 2 cent slick? Where they just lie when it ain't nothing to lie about. You ever meet that type of person? They just can't help themselves. You can't believe anything they say. If they tell you it's Sunday, you say the devil is a lie, it must be Monday. Jacob was so slick that him and his mother hatched a plot to trick daddy in his old age and his brother Esau out of his birthing and his blessing. And here we see what we call family conflict go awry. That if you recall, Jacob tricked his daddy, and then he ended up going to Uncle Laban, and Uncle Laban tricked him. Because everybody that wants to live by the trick will become tricked at some point. Oh, I wish I had somebody to tell the truth up in here. God said it better than I get. You will reap what you sow. So if you keep on trying to do it slick, God will raise up somebody that's slicker than you. And I don't know, you know what, y'all? My memory ain't good to be lying. Because, you know, you got to have a good memory if you're going to be a liar. You got to remember when you said it, how you said it, when you lied to this person, you told this person that. That's too much memorization for me. See, when you walk around in truth, transparency, you ain't got to worry about all you. Come on here. If you can't accept the truth, then so be it. At least I can sleep at night. Come on here. I can get up in the morning. I ain't got to worry about what I told you, who you told, what I told. The devil is a liar. Do I got any people that just are thankful that there's some truthful people in the world where you ain't got to, you might not like everything they say, but I'm so glad every now and then you got some people that will tell you the truth, because there's some lying folk in church. They just lie. And so here Jacob tricked everybody, and he's on the run from his past. And he's on the run from his past. And here's point number one. Point number one, God will show you that you will need him to pull off the agenda. God will show you, after you have tried it your way, God will have you run from your place. And in the midst of it, he lands in the place of love. He runs 551 miles, 11-month journey running from Esau, and now he's tired. He has to stop, put his head on the pillow. Can I work the head on the stone for just a minute? See, sometimes in our heads, we get so frustrated and overwhelmed that we have to learn how sometimes you got to take a mental health day. Y'all not helping me here. See, you've got to know when you've tried to think it the best way you could think it, you've got to learn how to call a mental timeout. So y'all not going to help me here. See, the problem is we have to realize when you're not getting any rest, when you're not getting any sleep, and it's over and over and over again, when you're worrying about the same thing over, when you're stressing over, that's when you got to tell everybody, time out. Let me turn my phone. Y'all not going to help me here. You got to stop looking at the tweet, the text, and the email, and you need to lay your butt down and get you a snack and a nap. See, y'all don't want to go where I'm going today. See, sometimes you need to go home, get you some popcorn and some Netflix. Because your children going to be your children, your job going to be your job. Church folk, you can't solve church folk stuff overnight. You got to go home, put your Netflix in, watch your American Idol, sit back, get you some, y'all not going to help me here, get you some Welch's grape soda, love yourself, and say time out. And don't make the mistake I make. Don't go look at the phone. Because your mind will start racing. Because everybody, listen, okay, thank you, Lord. Don't you realize everybody's problem is always urgent? Now, here's my issue. I didn't do nothing for you to get into the problem. So don't you take my sleep because your life raggedy. So now you want to bug me because you messed up your life. The devil is a liar. I'm going to take a nap right here. Can I give you some biblical support so y'all don't think I'm being a heretic or being unsensitive? Don't you remember when Jesus was in the boat and they had a storm breaking loose and they had to wake Jesus up? Because Jesus said, I'm good. I'm going to take a nap because I know this storm ain't going to take me out. I'm preaching better than you responded. I come to tell you, you need to rest because this storm ain't going to take you out. And the reason why I know this storm ain't going to take you out because the last storm didn't take you out. And if you were able to handle the last storm, then you'll get through this storm. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you need a snack and a nap. I feel like preaching now. And some of you married couples, that's what you need. Put the children out the house. Y'all not going to help me here. Go on, find something for them to do. Y'all need some time. You know what I realized? I like my wife and we can spend time together. I don't like it when it's all them all the time. They take up my attention. Mommy this, mommy this, mommy this, mommy this, mommy this, mommy. Oh, shut up, go home. Leave me alone so I can get my time. Y'all ain't want, let me go to this side. Y'all too spiritual here. And sometimes you can listen, if you ain't got no hotel money, make your house a hotel. Come on, put Pandora on, put Luther Vandross. Y'all not gonna help me here. And y'all better fall back in love. Are y'all with me here? You've got to learn how to take mental health because when you stress out, it's only one of you. And one thing we've learned here at the Alpha Worship Center, nobody can take no life for granted. You can be here today, come on here, and gone tomorrow. But the devil is a lie. As long as God give me life, I'm going to live it because he's came for me to have life and have it more abundantly. All right, let's push this. You're looking at me strange. The stone, he lays his head on the stone, and he sees a ladder ascending and descending. He sees angels ascending and descending, and God on the side. It's here that he shows him that in order for you to build your life, you've got to build your life underneath God's plan and power. He shows Jacob a vision of the stairway to heaven. And God says, I only ascend and descend. God is saying basically to him, I get involved in the affairs of humanity. And he's tired of us, subbing him out of our life. He's telling Jacob, Jacob, you've done it your way all this time. Now I need you to bow to me. Watch this. Can I get a little biblical here? It's antithetical to the Tower of Babel. Don't you remember when they tried to build the Tower of Babel? And they tried to build something to get to heaven. And God said, the problem is they trying to build a tower without me. And because they trying to build a tower without me, I'm going to confuse them to prove to them that the only way something can be built is unless I built it. Y'all missing it here. And I've stopped by to tell somebody you better stop trying to do it on your own, because God will shake up your life and prove to you that you need him. He says, wait, Jacob, you've got to quit. Stop doing it yourself. And you've got to trust me. Now, I'm be honest, it's hard trusting God when you want to do it yourself. Because sometimes God takes a long time. Woo! God is not quick when he wants to deliver his people. God is in no rush. Sometimes God will wait until the problem gets worse before he even shows up. But God told me to tell you, he don't care how bad it looks. You wait on him, because when he shows up, he got the power to turn a bad situation and flip it and make it good. I'm preaching now. Look at your neighbor, say, wait on the Lord. Okay, listen, y'all. Hear me, y'all. Hear me. I've had blessings that I've given myself, and they came with much sorrow and pain. I've had things I've done with my own ingenuity. And God says, if I don't give it to you, I'm not on the hook to sustain it. God says, if I give it to you, then I got to keep it. But if you give it to yourself, then you got to keep it. That's how come before you do anything, you ought to ask God, what's the next move? See, the problem is, church, we make too many moves without consulting God. Watch this, second point. He shows him that God is needed, but watch what he does. He releases him from his past by showing him a glimpse of his future. Ooh, that's good news right there. He releases him from his past. You think when God shows up in the text, you think that Jacob would get scolded by God. But he says to him, Jacob, let me show you the promise that's over your life. He says, I am the Lord God of Abraham, the father of God of Isaac. This land which I will give to you is yours. It's not only yours, but it's your offspring. Not only the land you sitting at, but the land you left. Look at the blessing. Look at the trilogy blessing. Here's the blessing in threefold. Number one, I'm about to give you the land you're running from. You want to run from Esau right now. But when I get through with you, the land you running from is about to be yours. See, y'all don't know when to shout, because somebody got fired and God told me to tell you, don't even worry about it. God said, they didn't fire you, I fired you. God said, I fired you because I'm about to give you the land. Oh, y'all miss what I'm saying? I'm fired you because the job wasn't big enough for you. And I'm about to get y'all missing what I'm saying. See, thank you, Bishop Gilbert Coleman. You taught us right. See, we're still so stuck in a system of the world. But sometimes God will get you kicked out of the world system so that you can start believing in his system. And he's telling him that you might be running from Esau, but by the time I get finished with you, you're going to be over Esau. Look at your neighbor and say, you better tell your boss to be careful how he treats you. Because if your boss don't treat you right, the very boss that's dogging you, you might have the boss's life in your hand. Woo! Watch what it says. He says, I'm only going to give you land, but I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to make you a blessing. That whoever you run into going to be blessed. Oh, I feel good right now. Can I work that just a little bit? See, there's some of us that are self-consumed with self. But there's some of us that wherever you can, you try to make other people's life better. And God told me to tell you, don't stop sacrificing. I know you might think you're going to grow weary and you're the only one doing, and you want me to tell you to stop doing. I was telling the Lord the other day, Lord, I'm tired of being the one. And God said, you the one because I chose you to be the one. You keep on serving. You keep on giving. You keep on lending. I said, I'm tired of lending. You ought to be thankful you got something to lend, because there was a time when they asked you for it, you didn't have it. Is there anybody here that's happy that you got a couple of nickels to rub together? I'm in the book. Can I tell you the third promise? He said, your family. I need help here. He says, Jacob, even though you a trickster, I'm going to bypass you and bless your children. Y'all, oh, Ratley, help me, Ebony, help me, because they looking at me like they the best parents, like you've always done right by your children, like you read them the cat in the hat. The devil is a liar. There's some imperfect parents in here, and God said you might be imperfect, but I'm not going to let your stuff be their stuff. I'm going to jump over you and bless y'all. And to prove it, because I jumped over your mom and dad and blessed you, because God got jumping power. He knows how to jump over our stuff to bless our children. I dare you to give God a praise for your children's blessing. I dare you to open up your mouth and thank God for curses being broken, for children being blessed, for student loans being paid, because many are the afflictions of the righteous. He says, I want to show you. I said, Lord, why did you show him a glimpse of the future without correcting his past? He said, I did correct it. I said, what you talking about, Lord? He said, see, the problem is you got to see Back to the Future too. Y'all remember Back to the Future with Jamie, with Fox? The first one, they went into the past to correct it, the now. But the second one, they went into the future. Y'all missing it. See, on the second one, they went into the future, and when they got to the future, they realized how great the future was and came back and fixed the now. Woo, help me, Lord. Can I tell you why some of y'all excited when hell breaking loose? Have you ever felt crazy? Have you ever felt schizophrenic? Well, at one time you're mourning, but one time you're excited. Have you ever felt like that? The reason is because God gave you a glimpse of what's on the other side. Okay, how can I make it? Sister Grimes, I'm going to help you. Before we moved in a house, we was in a little townhouse. And it was small. And the moving date was December 23rd. But it was November 29th. And the guy said, you can't move in. It's yours. But you can look at it. I said, well, let's go. Ed got outside the house and started shouting and walking around the house dancing. I said, Ed, what you shouting for? It ain't in our house yet. She said, it's not our house yet, but I'm giving God the glory, because if he lets me see it, that means it shall be mine. Is there anybody here that gets a glimpse of who you are? Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, just get a glimpse of your future, because it looks better than your past. Gives him a glimpse of it. He deals with his faith. He deals with his family. But last but not least, he deals with his finances. He says when he got up from the dream, he said, oh, the Lord was with me, but I knew it not. The question now, from a doctrinal perspective, I must ask the theological question, where was God if you didn't know he was there? God asks and answers back, don't you disrespect me, because I'm always there. God says I'm omnipresent. That means when I leave to go to a place, I bump into myself because I'm already where I'm going, because I'm there. God says, I'm in your storm, I'm in your blessing, I'm in your yesterday, I'm in your now, I'm in your tomorrow. So the reason why you don't see me, it ain't because I ain't there, it's because you ain't looking. He said, I'm at Bethel. And it's the house of God, the house of God. He said, Lord, this is the house of God. 2, you have provided for me bread. 3 things and I'm done. Why you ought to give? You ought to give because God been giving to you. See, we got to stop this. You give so you can be blessed. You already blessed. God has already been good to you. When I look back over your life and you think things over, you might have some bad days, but the good days, woo, outweigh your bad days. And that's why you sitting here complaining. You ought to be thankful. Because when you think of the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for you, your soul ought to cry, hallelujah. Thank God for saving me. There's some of us that's been blessed beyond measure. There's some of us God has opened doors that no man can close. There's some people in here who can testify you should have been crazy, lost your mind, but the fact that you made it to church today in your right mind says that God has keeping power. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, I got to give because God's been giving to me all my life. Do me a favor, touch 3 people. Say, you're blessed already. You're blessed already. You're blessed in the city. You're blessed in the field. You're blessed wherever you go. You ain't got to wait to payday, but you're already blessed. You're blessed in your storm. You're blessed in your trial. You're blessed on the job. You're blessed as a grandfather. You're blessed as a daddy. You're blessed as a child. You're blessed as a senior choir. Somebody stand up and say, I'm blessed. I don't want everybody to give God the glory, but I want the blessed folk who know that you're blessed to give God the glory and let the redeemed of the Lord say so. He says, I'm blessed. He says, so Lord, when you're blessed, You got to give God some of your blessing.
Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Hallelujah.
He said, every time you bless me, I'm going to give you a dime off everything you give me. You know why that's a good deal? Because God, it's really all God's. I heard there's the Hebrewites that say tithing ain't biblical. Okay. In the New Testament, they gave everything. So which one you want to stand on? Stop trying to make God a genie or a gambling machine. God is no machine. You don't just put no tithe in and think he blesses you. You put a tithe in because you're already blessed. And some of the stuff he gives you ain't money. Sometimes he keeps you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed. Well, where do you give the tithe to? It's in the text. He says, we called the place Bethel, which means the house of God. Quit giving your money to 1-800-JAKES. Hello? Hello? Soon as some new wave of doctrine comes, you're going to be rich. People flock. And I choose to dummy the gospel down. If you're not spiritual enough to see that God has already blessed you. See, I didn't understand what the old folk used to say, but I got it now. If the Lord don't do another thing, y'all not going to help me here. I'm already blessed. When I look over my life, I'm happy with where I'm at. If I got to downsize, I'm happy. I can give God praise in a 5-bedroom or a 1-bedroom. Y'all not going to help me here. I can give God the glory on payday or the other week because God has been good. All right, I'm done. Sister Elmire, this story for you. There was a fisherman who caught a magical fish. And the magical fish said, listen, I'm a magical fish. I don't want to die. I'll grant you a wish if you just give to me this one time. He said, well, here's my wish. Make my hut sturdy. When he got home to the hut, the wife was outside upset. He said, baby doll, why are you mad? He said, well, I heard you met a magical fish. And the only thing you asked for was your house, the hut to be stabilized. Go back and ask him for a 3-bedroom house. The fisherman went back to the fisherman, said, magical fish, I need to talk to you. I'm ashamed of coming back to ask you. I've only did one thing for you, and I'm asking you for 2 things. The magical fish said, let me guess, your wife ain't satisfied. He said, how'd you know? He said, that's why I became a magical fish. He said, no problem. I'll give you a 3-bedroom. It's there. He went back home, and the wife was outside upset. He said, baby, what's wrong? She said, well, when I got in the 3-bedroom, I realized we need an up and a downstairs. He said, so go back to the magical fish and ask him for a 5-bedroom split level. See if you can get some central air. He went back to the fish. The fish said, I knew you'd be coming. She not happy with that yet? She said, no. He said, that's all right. Your wish has been granted. She came back. She was still upset. He said, baby, what's wrong? He said, we got the house, but can you go back and ask the fish? Can we get some friends? He said, I'm not going back to ask the fish because I've only given one thing to the fish. And he went back to the fish. The fish said, I saw you coming. What does mama want now? He said, well, I'm embarrassed to ask you. I don't deserve it, but can you hook me up with some friends? Went back to the fish. The fish said the wish is granted. She went back in with some friends, and she said, wait a minute. I'm not happy because the friends we got are fake. fish. Asked the fish, can we get some social status where we're comfortable? Went back to the fish. The fish said, what's wrong now? He said, I'm afraid to ask you. I've only done one thing, and you've done 6 things for me. I'm embarrassed. She said, my wife wants to go somewhere where we're comfortable, where people appreciate us, where our life is happy. He went back to the hut, and he got to the first hut he had the first time. And the reason was she realized she was happy this time, because she realized she didn't need all that stuff. But I come to tell you, as long as you got God on your side, that God's been better to you than you've been to yourself. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, you can't be God-given. I don't know, no matter how hard you try, because the more you give, the more he gives to you. So just keep on giving. Is there anybody here that's been a recipient of God's giveness, that all you have done is nothing in comparison to what the Lord has done for you? So let's just give God a thank you praise for all his many blessings. Everybody standing. Woo. He's been good. He's been good. When we look back over our life, we've been a recipient of his grace and mercy. Then I wake up and look at my family, I say thank you. Woo! Every day I come into church and see you, I say thank you. Every day we have the opportunity to have the doors open, I say thank you. Huh? Every time we ever celebrate great people, I say thank you. I'm learning to be intentional of recognizing the blessings of God. So I'm not asking you to give this sacrificial offering because God's going to do something. I'm asking you to give it because he's already done it. I'm done. I'm going. I'm going to change and come back for communion. When you trace Israel and their offerings to God, there's always one tagline in there that's always there. They never give him an offering without thanking him for delivering them out of Egypt. Because for Israel, their offering was about what God has done. And I've come to tell you, Alpha, God's been good to us. Alpha, God's been good to us. Alpha, God's been good to us. Can I just do this? Can we just give God a 10-second thank you and appreciation for what the Lord has done? Come on, Alpha. Come on, better than that. Come on, 8 seconds. Thank you. Come on, come on, come on. I dare you, just for your life. Just for your life. Thank you. Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord, to the place where I first. Take me back first. One more time, take me back. Take me to the place where, oh, take me back where I first.
Take me back, dear Lord, to the place where I first received you.
Come on.
Everybody come on and help me sing.
Take me back, dear Lord, where I first believed.
One more time, one more time. I just need one more time. Come on, help me now.
Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord, where to the place where I first received you. Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord, where I first believed.
Amen. Look at all these singers in the house. Amen. Sing, Craig. Go ahead and sing. Go ahead and sing, man. Go ahead, cut loose.
Take me back, dear Lord, to the place where I